In a fantastic display of birthday chaos, I found myself locked in a Transport Empire deathmatch against none other than the Spiffing Brit. And no, I didn't go easy on him just because it was his special day. Hello there, Master Hellish here, and welcome aboard a very special OpenTTD Showdown. This was recorded live during the Spiffing Brit's birthday stream, where it was meant to be a fun business battle and quickly spiraled into a cutthroat race for first place. So sit back and enjoy the battle.
Get set. Oh, very exciting. Very, very exciting. Let's go, 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 go.
Before the game started, and whilst people were joining, I decided to have a look at the town directory to find out a really good place to start. That's right, you're getting future Hellish at the moment. I didn't do a lot of talking in this recording because I didn't know the event was going to happen, and I just recorded it just in case. I had no idea what was about to unfold. Back to the cities. So I tend to avoid the biggest city because a lot of people pile on there. So I was looking for the second, third and fourth, trying to find one with a good space for a station. And then I found the jackpot. Right, 30 seconds apparently. With the game about to start, I had my mouse cursor poised ready to pop my first station in, because you never know if somebody's going to try and grab the same place as you at the beginning of the game. Here we go. Some people are drawn to coal at the beginning of a game of OpenTTD, and while the payment rates are brilliant, the supply is not. You can get a lot more passengers and mail, which is exactly what I plan to do here, and with passengers and mail, you get the money in both directions. And if you go diagonal to the grid, you get a bonus amount of money due to the way that the game calculates the distance. So this was my plan. Passengers and mail diagonally across the world as far as I can go without running out of my initial loan. So I took out the maximum loan I could and went to the other end to get ready to build my station and had a surprise. I've got competition. Now this unexpected station wasn't Spiff, there's other people playing in the battle too, but you'll see later why it became a little bit of a head-to-head. After I built my fantastic line, I got even more trains to try and capitalise on the infrastructure I'd laid down. Okay, that's fine. And while I was concentrating on what I was doing, Spiff was also setting up a very nice passenger and mail line.
Right, let's get a passenger route going pretty swiftly. This person here who's set up in Little Barton, we're also going to set up in Little Barton. Little Barton looks like it's going to be quite a useful spot in terms of money making.
It looks like the loan's relatively generous. And I've run out of money. I've also done my signals backwards, so... Oh dear. Having to concentrate so much. Whilst I was concentrating on what I was doing, I could still hear Spiff's live stream going on in my headphones, and I could hear his reaction to things. Do you think that's cheating? Let me know what you think in the comments. Spiff's ran out of money as well. The next phase of my plan was to set up some special bus routes, and these had two big advantages. Firstly, they take the passengers from around the town and move them to the train station, so the trains could take them a long distance and make extra money. And secondly, it allowed the town to have multiple station service, which improves the town growth. Bigger town, more passengers, more profit. Oh my goodness. Right, first route in, money's coming in, overall not too bad. Is that me in first? Yes, it is me. Sorry, Spiff. The problem is now that that's in and I've stalled because now everything's in the way. I think I'm going to have to just start doing some non-optimal routes because pretty much all the optimal stuff's gone. Due to the large number of players, I found it difficult to get my second and third line in. I used the same sort of tactic, a long railway service with nice optimised bus routes at either end. But then, disaster struck. I had some bad signals. Two of my lines have been completely blocked up. So that's why he's been able to catch a bit. Two of my three lines had a bad signal and I've just corrected both of them. And what was worse, Spiff had started moving in on my territory, but I had a cunning plan. Car on how much is this going to cost? Oh, 683,000. There we go. Gone. Yes, I splashed out on exclusive transport rights for the town that he'd just started working in, meaning none of his trains would pick up any passengers.
Are we loading up passengers here? Did Hellish buy exclusive transport rights? Why are we not loading anything? Oh, he did. Yeah, so basically he spent £600,000 so that I don't get any passengers from this station. I'm taking it all. I'm taking it all, Hellish. You want to play by those rules? You want to enforce your unfair monopolies? Fine.
Things were going quite well, but then I had a crash. Better not be one of mine. What? He's annihilated somebody. There we go. Oh, wow. That operating profit graph. The operating profit graph showed a brilliant spike from both me and Spiff, but this brought him very close up to a second position, and the fight was on. Whilst I got to work on my 4th passenger service, Spiff noticed that I had actually built my 3rd one in one of the towns that he was working on.
Oh, is this Hellish? Hellish is doing the same thing that I've done to him.
Oh, that's fun.
He's building the same thing. He's stealing from Frenchfield. Out of the dastardly person.
I think Spiff's starting to catch up. Overall, things were going okay, but then I made a tiny mistake and caused a little collision. Oh. That's fine. It's fine. And it wasn't just me who noticed my little mistake.
Players will eventually, when players get bored... Oh my god, fire will crash. Is that Hellish? That is Hellish. Hellish lost some trains. Hellish lost some trains.
Now I might be good at OpenTTD, but so is Spiff. And then this happened. Oh, he just overtook me. Now at this point I was trying to decide whether to go full steam ahead and try and beat Spiff on his birthday, and then Connor jumped into the voice chat, one of Spiff's administrators, and he had this advice. Oh, because it's his birthday, I can't beat him.
No, you definitely can. In fact, you should probably beat him harder because it's your birthday. His birthday, sorry.
Yeah, that's a good point actually. Give it a go, but we'll see. Like I said, he is also very good at the game. As I was putting the finishing touches to my 4th line, including some horrible diagonal depots, more companies kept going bankrupt and new results of the operating profit came in. I think I fixed some stuff. I just saw the graph. Now I had 4 good lines running across the world between some big cities that were growing nicely. I added some more trains to some of the lines that had plenty of passengers waiting and did a few tweaks to make things even better. Now because this battle was an unplanned event in my day, I was getting hungry, so whilst companies were going bankrupt left, right and centre, I went off to get myself some fruit, and when I came back, I saw Spiff had done rather well. Oh, Spiff's taken over. Need to remind myself of the cargo payment rates. Okay, let's ignore valuables. I'm not doing goods at this stage of the game. Yeah, cool. Now after getting my passenger lines up and running, I turned my attention to the most lucrative primary industry on the map, the coal mine. Coal mines make excellent money, especially compared with other primary industries, and not all of the coal mines on the map had been taken up by people, so I started to put in some new lines to do some quick, fast profit. And I needed that quick, fast profit because this game had 2 phases. The first phase was pretty normal. The second phase is a battle royale where you can buy shares in each other's companies and knock people out of the game completely. My objective was first not to get knocked out myself, but then second to try and knock Spiff out of the game.
Where's the oil processor gone? There was an oil refinery here, wasn't there? What? What? Did it go out of business?
Whilst I was concentrating on my coal lines, Spiff was doing oil, but he was having a bit of a problem.
Where's the oil refinery? There was one right here.
What happened to his oil refinery?
It's gone
It
bust.
just popped.
How did the game go? Closed down. Okay, right. So, can I fund a business?
Yeah, it's going to cost you a lot of money, Spiff.
1.6 million down the drain here. You build out to a company that's like, yeah, give me oil. And then by the time you get there, they're like, sorry, we don't need oil. We've gone bankrupt.
This was a big setback for Spiff because the shares were coming out soon and those shares were based on your company value. Spending 1.6 million of your cash decreases your company value and makes you easier to buy out. Then the shares became available and Spiff made the first move. Oh, people are buying shares in me. Spiff had bought 40% of my company, and if he bought 100%, that'd be it. I'd be completely out of the game. So, to edge this off a little bit, I bought back 20% of my own shares. Gonna have to keep a close eye on that now. Oh, I keep looking at the wrong line, thinking it might be one of mine, and it's not. It's also red. That's right, past Hellish, because there's only 15 different colours for the companies in OpenTTD, and even though this version's been made so we can have more players than that, they still have to share the same colours, so there's more than one red team on the map. With nearly 5 million in the bank account, I decided to play it safe and buy my own company completely back. I've bought my company back, thanks Spiff, but that's going to have killed my company value. I would coordinate though. Oh, me and Spiff both tanked in operating profit. No, company value. With Spiff trying to buy out my company and me buying it back, both of our company values absolutely crashed. And now I was worried that some of the smaller companies could club together and buy us out. After these share shenanigans, the company values both bounced back, but the gap was bigger than ever. It was going to cost Spiff over 12 million to buy out my company, and he only had just over 5 million in cash. It was at this point that Spiff accidentally moved out of his company to spectators, and me and Connor had a little bit of a joke. I think that might be the video title. I took on the Spiffing Brit at OpenTTD and he rage quit.
Yeah, he's changing what he's doing. I'm not going to be able to beat him, so I'll just change games.
So with Spiff moving on to the next game in his livestream, I had a look at the operating profit and company value, and whilst his operating profit was fantastic, his company value was just too low to compete. So I thought I'd finish off the game and see if I can just take him. Okay, here we go. Let's officially finish this. And fantastic. With Spiff out the game for sure, because I just took him out, I'm going to say I did well and I enjoyed it. And Spiff joins me now. Hi, Spiff.
Hello, Hellish. It is lovely to be here.
Well, first of all, I hope you had a wonderful birthday. It was your birthday stream after all.
It was indeed my birthday stream. I did have a fantastic birthday. It was very good. I then went on to watch the film Ratatouille, and that made my birthday even better. So yes, it was just a splendid experience for the entire day. All 10 hours of the streaming and then the rest of everything else I did in that day. It was a splendid time. Strongly recommend anyone spends 10 hours of their birthday just working. Give it a try.
Yeah, it is a long stream, 10 hours, but some of it was OpenTTD, which is fantastic.
Exactly, and OpenTTD is one of those games where I can kind of switch off my brain because the game is this wonderful logical puzzle, and we approach it in different yet similar ways. We're both very competitive players. However, I much prefer to go wide in an OpenTTD multiplayer, whereas you significantly prefer the long-term play. So you're building less but more efficient tracks, and I'm trying to build as many tracks as possible, just to increase like overall throughput, which can often give you like a nice early advantage. Even though you had a fantastic start of this game, my
Oh yeah,
goodness.
I found a sweet spot in a really nice city, and I was trying to build a line that used all of my loan, but I then didn't run out of money. And this time I managed to get that okay, and it did give me a bit of a head start, but you caught up quick, and then it was just so close on the operating profit all the way through.
I would have actually been ahead if I hadn't made the mistake with my opening track. My opening track was between two settlements that hardly had any distance between them. Like, I'm sure normally for your opening track, your trains were probably making like over 100,000 a year. I think my opening track, the trains were making between 18 and 30,000, which is just pathetic. Like, you want to get that first track making as much money. It doesn't matter if you waste all your loan on it. It's just got to be the big money maker to fund the next project. So, yeah, that really slowed me down at the start, and I think if I had that early advantage, I'd have been able to get that early lead over you, and then it wouldn't have been until later where you then caught up. But no, instead you had that early lead and had to start scrambling, I guess.
Yeah, you did very well to catch up there. And then later on, you had a line that you was building, and your oil refinery went, and you had to buy one, and that took a massive chunk out of your company value. And I think then when you tried to buy my company, that put you on the back foot.
Yeah, I had a good like 1.6 million that I wasted on that oil refinery, and realistically, if I hadn't bought that oil refinery and I'd probably held off by about 30 minutes, I reckon I could have sniped you in one purchase. But yeah, that was my misplay. The oil refinery was necessary. It did make a lot of money, but if I'd built that line slightly faster, then maybe I would have been actually able to make the money without having to waste 1.6 million. But yeah, by the time I'd spent so much money building that track and getting the whole system set up, I had to have an oil refinery there. I guess I just took too long building it.
Yeah, and then me and Connor joked that you rage quit because you left your company, and and then I just bought you out.
In reality, I did accidentally misclick and left my company, and then I forgot my password, which is a shame because I was really enjoying that OpenTTD game, and it meant I didn't get to finish it off, but you did. However, I heard you didn't win.
Yeah, it got to a certain point where I'd bought you out, and then I invited everybody else to try and bite me out, and they couldn't buy me out, even between them. So at that point, I heard you were going to play Minecraft, and I left the game.
Perfect. And then someone later told me that they managed to buy you out.
Yes,
So
yes. They
I
did
guess
manage to build up and eventually get me.
ultimately we did the same thing. We were in a great commanding lead, and then we decided we were going to leave the game before anything went wrong and our companies collapsed. So realistically, we're all winners here, as is anyone who plays OpenTTD. It's
Definitely.
a great time to play OpenTTD.
It is brilliant. It is brilliant. And I've just started my own public server up as well for that. So my community are going nuts on it, and I'm hopeful that we'll have some more big games of OpenTTD coming up in the future as well.
Yep. Well, as always, toss me an invite. It's always a pleasure when I get to throw down against you. And who knows, if you're watching this video, maybe I'll play against you someday, and you'll know the true meaning of suffering when the British gentleman arrives on your server and buys up all of the resources. That is how I like to do it. Anyway,
We'll have to see what happens. Well, but thank you very much for putting on the game. It was great fun.
it was a pleasure to do so. I love this community, and it's nice to be able to give something back. And I'm really glad that people are using this weird fork of OpenTTD that we made, because it means a lot. Yeah, it took a long time to make. It was a weird passion project, and the fact that you've gotten so many videos out of it, people have had so many fun games on it, that's what matters. So thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, Spiff. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Right, bye. Yes, it's always great fun to have a game of OpenTTD with Spiff and the community. If you want to see me take part in another one of Spiff's Battle Royale games, then I'll put a link to that in the credits, along with another video where I put 500 AI into OpenTTD. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a like, and if you're not subscribed, subscribe for more like this. I hope you've enjoyed it. That's going to be all for me for now. Put all your thoughts, ideas and questions down in the comment section, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.